That panel that we promised you with Linda Ogutu is up next in just a short while. But let's just remind you that we have our reporters covering the breadth and length of this nation. Also, not to forget that this is your 24-hour news channel in Eastern Africa. Therefore, we will be having the latest for you from those voting in the diaspora. We will have reports from Kigali, from Kampala in Uganda, as well as from Dar es Salaam and Arusha in Tanzania. Also, we will have the latest data for you and the numbers and the voting that will be taking place in Pretoria in South Africa. So this is the station you want to stay with, even as we continue to cover this election for you in the way only we can hear on your official election station. We want to part ways now with our home channel and carry on with our news and our comprehensive analysis. Those numbers and statistics I promised you will be coming up in just a short while. Daisy Amdanyi, who is a panel with Linda Ogutu, will be interested in some of the figures I've got in terms of the women who are vying in this election. But of course, all of that is coming up after the break. You want to switch now to KTN News, your 24-hour news channel, for more on that. And this is where we part ways with the home channel. Okay, so welcome back to my Super Wall. Let's take a look at some of those numbers for you. This is, of course, the big race that everybody is hoping for. We've heard Ezra Chiloba saying they've got 7 days in which to count the vote, but they're obviously hoping to release those numbers, particularly for the presidential race within hours. 8 of them going for the top seat. Same number as in 2013. So here they are, just in case you need a reminder as you go to the polls tomorrow. We have Mohamed Abduba Dida. This is his second time going for this seat. The last time he was here in 2013, he garnered about 0.43% of the vote. Here is a newcomer. This is Dr. Ekuru Aukot, who calls himself Daktari wa Katiba. You know the role he played in getting us the 2010 Constitution. He's running on a third way alliance ticket, claiming to be the third way with the big ones. So we also have independent candidates this time around. We have two. We started with Professor Michael Wainaina, a man who has spent much of his life in academia, 23 years at the Kenyatta University, now wants to be your president. And here's another one, Japheth Kaluyu Kavinga. He calls himself the diaspora candidate, also an independent presidential candidate there, also a scholar, I might add. And then here we go with the two horses, as it were. President Uhuru Kenyatta, this, by the way, is his third stab at the presidency. First time in 2002, lost to Mwai Kibaki, did not run in 2007. And then, of course, in 2013, you know how that went. He's now the president, hoping to get a second term. And this is the man for whom Duncan Hayemba would like to say is having his last bullet right now. Fourth time at the presidency. Will he be fourth time lucky? And then here's a man who has tried to run, or at least announced his intention, but this is his first time he's making it to the presidential ballot. That is Shakalakahwa Jirongo. You know him as Cyrus Jirongo from the United Democratic Party. And here's yet another independent presidential candidate. That's Joseph Nyaga, who until just a few months ago was the president's advisor on matters of regional affairs and cohesion in that respect. So all of these candidates will be hoping to get the highest number of votes. So naturally, they'll be looking to score big in these two counties because these have the highest number of voters across the country. Over 2 million voters in Nairobi and over 1 million votes in Kiambu. Of course, these are the two highest number of voters in the country. And that top 5 is rounded up by Nakuru, Kakamega and Meru, which have the highest number of votes. So this is where they'll perhaps be hoping to reap big. Now, I want to focus a little bit on women in this election. Now, we will have a woman on the presidential ballot, albeit not in the top seat, but at least there'll be a woman on that presidential ballot. Miriam Mutua, who's Professor Wainaina's running mate. This is a woman you will see on the ballot, but she's not the only one. We've got a host of others. We've got 9 women who are vying for the governor's seat. This is data we've gotten from Africa Check, our friends there. Of course, Alphonse Shundu, you know him. We do the fact check with him every Sunday here on the show. So 9 women vying for the governor's seat. Let me just go through those names quickly. Jacinta Mwatela, Taita Taveta, Charity Ngilu in Kitui, Winnie Kaburu in Meru, Wavinya Ndeti in Machakos, Anne Waiguru and Martha Karua both in Kirinyaga County, Joyce Laboso in Bomet County, Mabel Muruli in Kakamega, and Christine Atieno in Kisumu County. The data also from Africa Check shows that 131 women will be running for the position of National Assembly. And if you take a look at some more of those numbers, which come to a rather paltry figure if you take a look at it in total. So 131 running for MP. We also have 21 women who are running for the Senate seat, and 299 women who are running for the county woman rep. And finally, here's where you see at least some bigger numbers, 900 women who are running for the MCA's position. FIDA puts this number at about 9%. So this is definitely a conversation that we're hoping will be had in this country. Will we meet the 2/3 gender threshold in this country? Well, those numbers are definitely interesting, but just shows you what we're dealing with in this election once the ballots open tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock. All right. So, let me just, I think this is my time to leave. Yeah. I think I've said enough. Too many numbers. I like numbers.
You don't want to do this with me?
Yeah, well, you know,